Right, let's go. Namaste everyone. Welcome to the Hindi University. Really excited to have all of you this Sunday to learn about the Hindi language. As you know, we meet every Sunday and we focus on Hindi language. We meet 8 a.m. US Pacific time, and it's very important to know the class is still on 8 a.m. In the US, we have, it ends the daylight savings today, and as a result of it, we fall back by 1 hour. Okay, and as a result of it, for some of you, the class may be 1 hour late, but it's still 8 a.m. US Pacific. Okay, if you have any questions, anything about that, feel free to reach out to me, and for those of you who are new, you can learn more about us by going to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Hindi University, and you can also go to this main page, which is tiny.cc/Hindi University, where you can find all the details about the previous classes that we conducted, the topics that were covered, and whatever your level may be, whether you're beginner, intermediate, or advanced, you can find the relevant topics there. Okay. You'll also find the details about the practice sessions that are conducted by some of the senior students, and feel free to join them even for however long time you have. Okay. Lately we've been covering this book called Teach Yourself Hindi. As most of you are already familiar with that, Teach Yourself Hindi. It's a book written by Professor Rupert Snell. He is at University of Texas, Austin. You can get the soft copy of the book on this link. And lately we're also covering chapter by chapter, and right now we are on chapter number 17. And there are about 18 chapters on this book. Okay, so I do expect, for this class, most of you have a reasonable understanding, okay, because we will be wrapping up this book pretty much in the next 5 or 6 sessions, and we'll start again from the very, very basics. So in case if you missed any of the previous sessions, don't worry about it. You can still follow along. Okay. But with that being said, this class will be covering some of the advanced topic. We'll be covering 2 important compound verbs. So it's fair to say that at least you should have some understanding of the verbs. What are the verbs in order for you to know compound verbs? You've done a good number of compound verbs in the chapter number 12. Okay, so I'll do a very quick recap, and we'll focus on 2 compound verbs in this class. Okay, as always, feel free to ask as many questions as possible. Because this is a little advanced topic, I encourage you to not think in your native language or in English. Try to learn this topic directly from Hindi. It will make more sense if you just keep the focus on just the Hindi language for this topic. Okay, so let's get started. So compound verb. So if you guys recall, we've discussed it. Okay, so compound verbs are formed when you have a main verbs, and those are used with some auxiliary verbs, and then you have your compound verbs. Okay, let's learn it with examples. If you guys recall, we learned about a lot of main verbs. We have khana, which is to eat. Okay, we have pina, which is to drink. Okay, we have bolna, which is to speak. Okay, typically we use them like मैं चावल खाता हूँ, okay, और मैं पानी पीता हूँ, और मैं हिंदी बोलता हूँ. That's typically you will learn in the beginner sessions. Okay, those are the simple sentences. But then as we kept on building the case, we learned that these verbs, or the base stems of these verbs, can be used with auxiliary verbs. And what are those auxiliary verbs in this case? So we learned like they can be used with jana, lena, dena. So these are just some examples. Okay, and the base stem of these verbs can be used along with the main verbs. and it gives a totally new meaning to your, it gives a new flavor to the main verbs. And as a result of it, the auxiliary verbs or the supporting verbs, they lose their meaning. Okay, as you know, jana is to go. Okay, मैं market जाता हूँ, I go to the market. Okay, लेना, okay, मैं gift लेता हूँ, I take the gift. और मैं gift देता हूँ, I give the gift. Okay, that's typically when they are used as a main verb, that's what it means. But when they are used with the main verbs, they lose their meaning and they give a new meaning to the main verb. An example would be kha jana. Okay, so when you use it with that, will be kha jana. Okay, or if it is used in the past tense, it would be kha. Jana becomes liya, so kha liya. Okay, similarly, sorry for this one, pee lena, basically in the past would be pee liya. In this case, it would be kha gaya. Okay. Similarly, when you have bol, bolna with dena, it will be bol dena. So you remove the na and you just use the base stem of the word along with this word. Now, when I say it gives a new flavor to the main verb, it really means the action, the before and after of the main verb is completed. Okay, it really means the action is completed. Okay. So to give one more example, to run is dorna, as you know. Okay. Now, when you use and you say dor jana, because you are using this auxiliary verb, it means to run away. Okay, that means the person, he or she didn't run before and now he or she ran away. Okay, dor jana. Now, I do want to, even though I ended up writing it in English, I want you to go back to the earlier statement I made, which is to think of this topic purely in Hindi. Okay, that something is happening to the main verb and the action has been completed as a result of us adding this auxiliary verb. Okay, so this is a quick recap of what we learned in some of the previous classes. Okay, in this class we'll learn about two new auxiliary verbs which can be added with the main verbs. Okay, so what are those? Okay, so in this class we learn about baithna. Okay, and the other one that I have is basically rakhna. Rakhna. So before I get into them, let me ask some of you who remembers what is baithna? Just as a main verb, if it is used, what is baithna? Let's see, you can write it on chat. To sit, very good. To sit. To sit. What about rakhna?
To put.
To put. To put or to keep, to maintain, any of them. Okay. As I said, these auxiliary verbs, they can be used with the main verbs. Okay. And it gives a new flavor to the main verb. Let's look at some of the examples. So far so good, right? So far it's still simple. So as
Can I ask a
yeah, please, yeah.
No, it's very ridiculous question.
No, please go ahead. If you have it, then I'm sure other will have it too.
Well, I mean, that only means that I haven't understood.
No, go for it.
Clear the previous syllabus. Auxiliary verbs, jana, lena, dena. You're saying it's all completed action. Does that mean it's never going to be in continuous tense? It's going to be only in past tense, or?
That is correct. That is correct. It can be, in certain cases, you can use them in the future as well. Okay?
Future,
but yeah, so
it'll never be in present continuous or present tense.
it cannot.
It will not be.
It can be in present tense, but not in continuous. For example, मैं apple खा, वह रोज apple खा जाता है. That typically he or she, he or she eats or ends up eating the apple. Okay? So another example, मैं कभी घर के बाहर खाना नहीं रखता. Okay? I'm just giving a random example because चिड़िया खा जाती है. Now it's a compound verb, खा जाती है. Okay? खा गई, that was the work was completed.
Yeah.
But खा जाती है, it's regularly, it happens regularly. You get it, right?
It gets completed regularly.
That's correct. That's correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ashu Ji. Sorry.
Yeah, no, not at all, right? So this is, but I give examples of the past tense because it makes more sense. It happens more naturally, that because the action was completed, पुलिस आ गई, okay, और चोर भाग गया, okay. But you can say पुलिस आ जाती है, okay, चोर भाग जाता है, okay, और चोर भाग जाएगा और पुलिस आ जाएगी. It's, you can still conjugate the second verb in separate tenses. Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah. Now let's see बैठना. As you said, so it's बैठना is to sit. You guys want to give some examples of just बैठना before we use this as an auxiliary verb? You can write it on chat or you can say it as well. Hopefully you can read it, okay?
वो बैठ गया?
Okay?
No.
Okay, so let's use present tense. Let's start with very simple.
वो हमेशा बैठ जाता है.
Okay, वह, okay, और वो, वह. I'm gonna just say front row में बैठता, I'm gonna just use one word, okay? बैठता है. Okay, so वह बैठता है. He, sits. वह बैठती है. She sits. I just use this one in the front row. वह front row में बैठता है. Okay, very simple example, right? Hopefully this should be easy. Let's use some more because this is, I think. Okay, so Tyler is saying मैं बस स्टेशन पर बैठा हूँ. Okay, this is a good one. मैं बस स्टेशन पे बैठा हूँ. Okay, I am at the bus station. बैठा हूँ. Okay, मैं बस स्टेशन पे बैठा हूँ. That's a good one. If somebody asks you where are you, I am at the bus station. मैं बस स्टेशन पे बैठा हूँ. Anyone else? Simona ji, you want to give it a try?
No, I just remember when someone, for example, comes to your house and then you say baito.
Baito, very good, right? Baito. So there you're using this verb as a, what do you call the I forgot the term. Baito, baithiye or baito. Those are the four. What was that? Someone help me. We call it something. Baito or baithiye.
Imperative.
Imperative. Good. Imperative. So this is again a very good example, but baithna is used as an imperative verb, which is you have baito, baithiye, and if one of your very close friend is saying you don't have to be so polite, you can be bat. Okay? Or the one which Rupert Snell uses, baithiyega, which is a very, very formal one. Baithiyega. Okay, this one is, I'm going to write it back. Okay, so you see, this is a quick recap on just a basic word बैठना. Okay, मैं front row में बैठता हूँ, मैं बस स्टेशन पर बैठा हूँ, or somebody comes to your house and you're telling them like, बैठिए, आइए, come home, okay, come inside, and then बैठिए. Now, what happens if this is used as an auxiliary verb? Okay, hopefully this is okay so far. Okay. Now imagine you have a main verb somewhere over here, and along with that, let's call it X. Okay, along with that you have बैठना. Okay, and because it's easier to uh, learn the compound verb in the past tense, I'm going to use a lot of the past examples with that. Okay, so in the past you will say बैठा, and for a guy, male, singular, बैठी for a female, singular. Okay, so think of there is some verb, after that you have बैठा and you have बैठी. Okay, what does it mean? It really means it implies the action was done foolishly or in a stubbornly. The action was done forcefully by, it was not their best choice, but they ended up doing it. Okay, someone ended up doing this action when you used बैठना as an auxiliary verb with the main verb. Okay, let's see. Do you want to give me an example of the main verb here? And we will see if it works. How does it work with बैठना?
I suppose you could like use it with something like eating, like maybe you ate something that was like rotten or bad.
Okay, so give me an example of a main verb here.
Kana.
Khana. Okay, so let's look khana. Khana, as you know, is to eat. Okay, but we'll use the base stem of the verb with this kha baithna. Okay, in the past it would be kha baitha for you. For a girl it would be kha baithi. That means you ended up eating this action foolishly or stubbornly. Okay, let's say you were not really desiring to eat junk food, okay, or unhealthy food, and you went to the market and you saw so many delicious street food, and you're like, मैं बाजार गया और मैं मार्केट गया और मैं पाव भाजी खा बैठा, or anything that you didn't really want to eat, and you basically, out of your impulses, you ended up eating that. Okay, so khana, if it is used with baithna, it would be kha. In the past tense, it would be kha baitha or kha baithi. Okay, so especially think of a scenario where you're monitoring your calories, okay, and you go to the movie theater and you're like, okay, मैं movie theater गई और मैं popcorn खा बैठी. Okay, hopefully it makes sense. Okay, we'll do more examples, but I'm just trying to build the case of how baithna is used in auxiliary verb with the main word. Let's do some more examples.
Excuse me, Ashu, it's also if someone is pushing you to eat, let's say you're a guest and someone is forcing you to eat something you don't want, or a parent is forcing a child to eat, is that used in the same sense? When you say it was done forcefully, it also by other person to you, let's say?
No, by your own, it's you ended up doing it. Okay?
Okay.
But if somebody else...
That maybe doesn't sound well forcefully. It's not like you were not forced. It's more like you...
Foolishly. Basically, you ended up performing the action, I see your point. You're saying when somebody is forcing it, it's the force is coming from the external agency. But in this case, it's basically you are the party who is performing the action. Okay, so if in that case, if use these phrases foolishly or stubbornly, okay, like मैं ice cream खा बैठा.
Foolishly, I understood forcefully. Okay, so it was my mistake. Sorry.
मैं आइसक्रीम या it's okay. मैं आइसक्रीम खा बैठा. Okay, और मैं आइसक्रीम खा बैठी.
Okay, now it makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Let's do some more examples. Okay, so let's see. To lose something is khona. Khona, right? Khona. And let's say I lost the key. I lost the key. Without using a compound verb, let's say you want to only use this verb khona. How will you say that? All of you, this is a past tense. You know, all of you have to say this thing. I lost the key. Key is chabi. Okay, and it's a to help you guys. It's a transitive verb. How will you say that? In Hindi, it's a transitive verb, and you have a verb as well. Taraji, how are you doing? You have to unmute yourself. Good. Okay. Yeah.
मैं चाबी को बैठी.
Okay. So let's say you don't want to use compound verb. You want to use just the main verb, and you want it's a transitive verb. So then it will be
मैंने चाबी खोई.
मैंने चाबी खोई. Very good. I lost the key. मैंने चाबी खोई. Okay. And are you saying khoi because you are a female in this case, or why are you using khoi and not koi?
चाबी.
Yeah, because shabi is feminine. Very good. So whether you say it or I say it, we both will say maine chabi khoi. Right? Okay, awesome. Now let's say Taraji, again you ended up doing this action foolishly or stubbornly. You had too many keys and you were doing too many activities when you went to someone else's house, and you ended up, losing the keys. You will use, in this case, try to use khona along with the auxiliary verb baithna. Okay, how will you say that?
मैं चाबी को बैठी.
Okay, awesome. So what you did is, let me write it down first. So you're saying मैं चाबी खो बैठी. Okay, let's take a step back. What you have done is you've taken the word khona and you're trying to write it with baithna. And what you do is you remove this part and you used the base stem of the verb kho baithna. But because it's past tense, you are using kho and then baithi. Okay? But someone can ask you this question, Taraji. In this case, you were using ne because khona is a transitive verb. Okay, you lose something, right? So there is a direct object. But in this case, when you are saying together that main chabi kho baiti, you are not using any ne here. What do you tell them? What's your answer?
I think because of baithna.
I see. When baithna is,
Transitive.
I see. So what she's saying is, this is a transitive verb and this is intransitive verb. Unless both of them are transitive, you don't put ne here. But just because baithi is used with khona, together they become intransitive. That's the influence of this verb, auxiliary verb, on the main verb. And that's why when they are used together, it behaves like an intransitive verb. That's why in the past, if it is being used, she's still saying मैं चाबी खो बैठी. कल मैं अपने कजिन के यहाँ गई and मैं अपनी चाबी खो बैठी. Okay, मैं बहुत सारा खाना खा बैठी. That I ended up, I didn't have any control on myself and I ended up eating a lot of food. I ended up losing my, keys. Okay, hopefully it's better than before, but let's see, is there any questions right now? If you guys don't ask me, I'll ask you questions, so it's your chance. Miraji, how are you doing? Is it okay or too hard?
Yes, I'm well, thank you.
Yeah, is it okay or is it too hard? Because I know you.
No, I'm following, thank you.
Okay, awesome.
So far, so good.
Okay, बहुत अच्छा. Chanel, you want to give some examples of using बैठना with another verb, main verb?
You do it with a noun object.
Yeah. So same thing. If you are doing with you mean chabi, instead of chabi you use something else, or as a person, the actor should be different or the object should be different.
The object.
Okay. So instead of chabi, let's say, yeah, car is meri car, right? So car is still. Why don't you give me an example of an object that is. So in male is saying it, and it will be मैं laptop. So if I am saying it, would be मैं laptop खो बैठा. If a girl is saying it, would be मैं laptop खो बैठी. Even though it's past tense, because it's together, it's an intransitive verb. You are still conjugating it based on who is saying it, not based on the gender of this object. If that's what you are, thinking. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah,
So I'm sorry, you'll hear Sesame Street in the background. My daughter's watching.
it's all good.
So I want to look at the stubbornly.
Uh-huh.
So if let's say my teacher or my wife told me to stop writing,
Uh-huh.
and I kept writing anyways,
Oh.
would I say मैं लिख रहा था?
No. मैं लिख बैठा. Let's say.
मैं लिख बैठा.
So let's say you were not planning on writing a nasty email to your boss. Okay, but you were really angry. Okay, and you were like, you wanted to talk to them in person and resolve anything, but you're like, मैं nasty email लिख बैठा. Okay, or मैं harsh, email लिख बैठा. You get it, right? What I'm trying to say here. Okay?
Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Ashu Ji, may I
Yeah.
pursue this stubbornly or forcefully
Yeah.
interpretation? An argument with John didn't go well, and he stormed out of the room.
Uh-huh.
He left the room forcefully.
Yeah.
John, Kamara is from say, in this case,
Somebody
Kamara
say.
say. Would it be ga, beta?
Ja बैठा.
It is ja beta, thank you. I thought it might be the past tense.
So-
because he stormed out of the room, but ja beta.
Ja बैठा.
He ended up leaving the room.
Yeah. And the first part also, when he forcefully fought, ladna is the verb. Ladna is to fight. Right? So you use the base stem of the verb. So for this one word, jana. Okay? So in this case, it would be Tom. Why don't you finish stuff? It would be Tom
We later
lad.
beta.
Very good. Lad बैठा.
Love beta.
Yeah. See, it's much easier when we think in this case Hindi, because if you were to try to translate it in English, it'll be very hard for me to explain you what it means. But you get the
Thank you.
point, right?
95. Thank you.
Anyone else would like to try? You come up with the verb and we'll try to see the scenario.
Can I try one more time?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Many beti
Huh?
bus. Many beti ko bus kaho. Kaha. Magar beti khel bati. Beti khel bati.
Okay, khel baithi. Okay, so let me write it down. What you're saying is like she ended up still, jada khel baithi. Khelna is the word, but you are using so khel baithi. Okay, awesome, that works. Khel baithi. Okay, let's use the term for to cook. Okay, when you use to cook is to pakana. Okay, but to burn, when you are to burn something is when something is burning is jalna, but to make something burn is jalana. Okay, let's see. Nandini ji, you want to try this one, or Radhika ji, either of you? Yeah, go for it. Like you were cooking something, but in the meantime you got distracted and you ended up burning it. Okay, how will you say that?
मैं खाना खा जलाती
Jala, and then
खाना जला पाती
very good. मैं खाना जला बैठी. Okay, मैं खाना जला बैठी. That I ended up burning the food. Okay, it was not your first choice, but it was there were so many things in my mind that मैं खाना जला बैठी. Okay, let's see. Radhika ji, you want to try that? To forget is, you tell me what is to forget and then use it with the auxiliary verb. To forget is
भूलना
bhulna. Okay, use it with the auxiliary verb बैठना.
ओके मैं नंदिनी से भूल पाई थी
Like, let's say you forgot someone's name.
ओके मैं
Your name, let's say.
मेरे दोस्त
हाँ,
मेरे दोस्त का नाम
मैं दोस्त का नाम
भूल पाई थी
वेरी गुड. मैं दोस्त का नाम भूल बैठी. मैं दोस्त का नाम भूल बैठी. Okay, so you will see, like some of the older Hindi songs, they will you will come across this, like मैं क्या कर बैठा type song. They'll end up with this compound verb. Okay, maybe you will pay more attention this time, and because we've gone through this topic, okay. Okay, I think we've done.
Can I
Yeah,
ask you just one, maybe it's a very silly.
yeah.
Because you said it's been asking foolishly or stubbornly.
Uh-huh.
So is that since I forgot my friend's name, just like foolishly, or or even just to, or just for normally, even forgot.
Yeah, I mean, not. I mean, again, like some of the cases may vary. Okay, but in this case, like you can say annoyingly, मैं नाम ही भूल बैठा. Like मैं आपका नाम भूल बैठा. Okay, so those are just like for you to remember the bigger picture. But as you said, like it doesn't have to be 100% foolishly or stubborn. You just naam But in the other case, if you're saying it naturally, मैं आपका नाम भूल गया. Okay, let's say I meet you and like मैं आपका नाम भूल गया. आपका नाम क्या है? Okay, so subtle nuance between भूल गया versus भूल बैठा. Okay, and that's the main confusion or the
So
barrier
in
that
both kind of cases you can say, kind of, when you do foolishly do something, you can use the that baitna as a auxiliary verb.
that's right.
For example, I foolishly burnt the food. I was not being careful. I foolishly did this. So,
not to add to your confusion, like it's maybe it's a homework exercise for you. Like one is like you have jala diya, मैंने खाना जला दिया versus मैं खाना जला बैठी or बैठा. Okay, so maybe it's like it's a good exercise for you to just think which one will you use and when will you use it. This one is more naturally,
If you do accidentally, without realizing it's a jalabiya, you've been kind of experimenting purposefully, and then you made the food kind of a burnt with I'm going to do this way, such a way, then you burnt the food.
Yep.
So it's a different kind of thing.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Yeah, this is correct. This is absolutely correct.
Okay.
Any other question, thoughts before we move on to the next one, which is rakhna, which is harder, which is harder. Anyone else? You would like to try some more?
Ashu Ji, I have actually an off-topic question. I don't know if you can answer this briefly, but you indicated that in this scenario with the past, the verb takes the gender of the speaker and not the thing, or the laptop, whatever. And I didn't understand the reason.
Yeah.
And if you could, I know it's off topic, I'm sorry. But
No, not at all. So I'll take it, right? So, I'll give you two small examples, okay? मैंने apple खाया. Okay, I think this pen is also behaving. So you have this one, मैंने apple खाया, okay? Versus मैंने strawberry खाई. This is, regardless of you are saying it or I am saying it, both of us will the same thing. Why? Because in the transitive verb, you go by the gender of the object. How this is going to get conjugated. Apple is masculine, both of us will say मैंने apple खाया. Strawberry is feminine, both of us will say मैंने strawberry खाई. Okay? Okay? So because you eat something, okay, and that's why khana it's a transitive verb, and you're going by the gender of this. Okay, versus something like jana in the past tense is gaya, right? So if I say मैं school गया versus I am saying it मैं school गया, and you will say मैं school गई. Why so? Because in this case both are in past tense, but this is intransitive verb. In transitive verb, you are looking at the gender of the subject or how this will get conjugated, as opposed to the object, the gender of the object.
Okay,
Does it
that's
make-
very clear.
Yeah?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure. Awesome. So, I think in the compound verb we just did, it was a combination. Okay, when we said, I think Taraji answered that one, right? And what was it? Kha baitha, right? So in that case, one was transitive, other was intransitive. But the influence of the intransitive was more on the main verb, and it ended up being intransitive verb. That's why we were looking at the gender of the subject. Yeah.
Could you add the beta to that sentence?
Kahan pe?
May school gaya beta.
So remember,
I went to school foolishly. I foolishly went to school.
so you can add it, but you have to add to the base stem of it. So you will say मैं school. What is the base word? Jana. So you will say right? Yeah, मैं school. Very good. जा बैठा. Okay, और मैं school जा बैठी.
Now with beta and beti there,
Yep.
that's just present tense, is it? Beta?
No, बैठना it's बैठ. If you were to say मैं school जा बैठता हूँ, then it's present tense. बैठता और बैठती. Okay. But बैठा and बैठी it's past.
Oh, okay, that's past tense. Okay,
Yeah.
I see it. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Awesome. Good question. Right. So my ask is that you guys think about at least 5 cases or verb where you will use बैठना as an auxiliary verb with some other word. Okay, and that will give you the sense that the action was done foolishly or forcefully. Okay. So let's see if there are any questions on the Facebook side. Good to see Stephen Ji, Barbara, Maddie, and Sharon on the Facebook side, and Tarja Ji. Okay, awesome. So let's do the next one, which is basically rakhna. So just like this, go for it.
Sorry, can you add like tha and the to the end of the sentences? Like
You can मैं school जा बैठी. Yeah, you can say that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then that just changes it to like I had gone.
I had gone. That is correct. जा बैठी थी or that's right. That's correct.
Okay.
Now let's do rakhna. First, let's just do rakhna as a simple verb that we do. Rakh. Okay, and Chanel, why don't you all only tell me where will you use rakhna? Very simple example. Start with very basics. As if like you are a teacher and you are teaching someone.
When would you use it? Sorry.
Yeah.
When you put something on something or keep something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like मैं चाबी टेबल पर रखा.
Okay.
रख.
Okay. So let's say
Or
you
like table पे रखो.
okay.
That's all I can think of.
So let's say you want to give a very simple instruction. मैं. That's generally that you do. मैं चाबी टेबल पे. Finish it off. That I put
रखती हूँ.
very good. मैं चाबी टेबल पर रखती हूँ. Right? Simple verb. रखना is to keep, to put, to maintain also. Like अपना ध्यान रखो. Like to take care of your health. There also it goes. Right? रखना. Here Chanel is saying मैं चाबी टेबल पे रखती हूँ. चाबी as you know is key. Table पे on the table. Okay, and rakhna is the verb which is to put, and she removed the na and she put thi. मैं चाबी टेबल पर रखती हूँ. Give one more example, Chanel. So this was the present example. Let's give an example of a past tense. Same thing. Where did you keep the keys or put the keys? How will you respond to that?
मैंने टेबल पे रखा.
मैंने very good. So मैंने
चाबी टेबल पे रखा.
So you go by चाबी, right? So मैंने चाबी टेबल पर. Transitive verb, right? मैंने चाबी टेबल पर
रखी.
Very good. रखी.
रखी.
That is correct, right? मैंने चाबी टेबल पर रखी. मैंने लैपटॉप टेबल पर रखा. Laptop is masculine, चाबी is feminine, right? So good so far, right? Any more example people would like to have on rakhna? Hopefully this should be simple. Rakhna, just rakhna. to put, to keep, to maintain. Okay, now the next stage is basically no longer like how can rakhna influence other verbs. So you have some verb here x, and along with that you have an auxiliary verb, helping verb rakhna, which is used with some verb, and it, even though it's a like you put something, you maintain something, it's a transitive verb. Okay, it will influence the meaning of this main word, and it will show, or it will implies, it implies firmness of the action, firmness of the action, whatever action it may be, you may be performing, trying to do here. If you are using it with rakhna, it will imply firmness of the action, or it will show the action has as lasting impact, or like the results, yes, results might last over time. Okay, so I know it's very heavy words, but we will learn with the help of the example. It implies firmness of the action versus the action, or the action has a lasting impact. So let's use some verbs. Okay, why don't anyone give me some main verbs, any simple verbs? Let's see someone who's not tried. Natalie ji, you want to just give an example of a main verb, any simple verb? You have to unmute if you feel comfortable. So
any word?
Any word.
Sikhna?
Yeah, any word.
Sikhna?
Seekhna. Seekhna. Now you have to use rakhna with that. So you remove the na, you just use the base stem of the word, and it would be
Sikh Rakhna?
okay. Use it in the past tense. It would be seek.
Okay.
Very good. Seek rakha. Very good. Seek rakha or seek rakhi. Okay. Okay. Let's do some more. More work just like that. Someone who's not tried so far. Just any verb. Like right now we are just playing with the main verbs.
Dekhna?
What dekhna? Okay, very good. Dekhna is to
see.
To see. And when you are using with rakhna, and right now we are focusing on the past tense, it would be
Dekh rakha.
very good. Dekh rakha. Okay, dekh rakha or dekh rakhi. Okay, awesome. We'll get into the meaning of it and the bigger sentences, but I just want to make sure at least we have this thing settled. Anyone else? Vatsalaji, you want to try it out?
Khona.
What?
Khona.
Khona. Okay, very good. Khona. Khona is to lose. Okay. So it would be khona will become
Kho rakha.
kho rakha or kho rakhi. Awesome. Vidyaji, we'll do one more and then I'll get into the examples. Okay, Vidyaji.
Marna.
Huh?
Marna.
Marna. Marna is to
Kill.
okay. Okay, so it will become
Mar rakha.
Marakha.
Or rakhi.
Okay, Marakha. Okay, let's do one more, which is to shake, which is hilana. And this is the example Rupert Snell also uses in the book. Hilana will become
Hil rakha.
hilana, right? So hilna is yeah.
Hila rakha.
Very good. Right? Hila rakha. Okay? Hila rakha. Like it has the lasting impact. Hila rakha. Okay? So let's do the recent.
What is Hilana, Ashu Ji?
To shake. Hilana is to shake basically.
Or to shake.
Or to create like like ripples basically, right? So in the very recent example we can say COVID crisis ने दुनिया को which is the world, दुनिया को very good, very good, हिला रखा है. COVID crisis ने दुनिया को हिला रखा है. It has shaken the crisis. The COVID crisis has shaken the entire world. Okay, हिला रखा है. It has the lasting impact. That's what it is trying to show. Okay. So this one is harder because just like the previous one, it doesn't come naturally. Like, in the previous one you can say foolishly and stubbornly. This one, it doesn't come so easily with this phrase. Like, what do you mean by firmness of action, or what do you mean by like the lasting impact? So this one, my suggestion is we just focus on the examples more and more and how.
May I try one?
Yeah, please.
Ashu Ji?
Go for it. Yeah.
मैंने instructions लिखा रखा.
Okay, very good. मैंने.
I don't know what instructions is in Hindi.
Okay, it's okay. You can write. Let's say मैंने instructions लिख. You're saying plural, so it will be मैंने instructions लिख
रखा.
Okay.
Very good, right? लिख.
Instruction रखे. Sorry.
रखे हैं. Okay, मैंने instructions लिख रखे हैं. And what does it mean? I mean, I know I also myself said not to translate it, but if you were to translate it, what would it be?
I have noted this down for posterity, something like that.
Yeah, I have written down the instructions. So it is. So it's interesting because मैंने instructions लिख लिए हैं versus मैंने instructions लिख रखे हैं. In English, both of them is I have written down or I have written the instructions. It's
like apna dhyan rakhna.
Very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Instruction. I mean, Amritesh is saying it's nirdesh, right? So it's a new word for you, right? So it's a one word, but I'm gonna split it out. It's NIR desh, nirdesh. Okay. मैंने instructions लिख रखे हैं. Okay. Yeah, go for it.
A question for you. So here, before you erase, when we're using the compound verb with whatever the case be, you're putting ne. I thought that whenever we're using the compound verbs, we're not to use the ne.
Okay, that's a good question. He's saying, in the previous example, you didn't have ne. Okay, but in this case, let's look at it. So, likhna, what kind of verb it is? Why don't you tell me? To write is?
It's a transitive.
It's transitive. Okay. Rakhna, what kind of verb is that?
It's transitive.
Also transitive.
So when
two transitives would.
That's right. So when both of them are transitive, the resultant verb is also transitive. That's when you will use ne. If either of is intransitive.
Is that the only case?
That is the only case. That is the only case. Yeah.
Okay.
That is the only case. The both verbs, they have to be transitive in order for you to use ne. Okay. Now.
Okay, that makes sense.
For some of you, it may completely be like hard. So don't get discouraged by that. Okay, you will not. For the most part, you will not come across this scenario. Okay, so for the most part, you go back to the simple example that I gave. मैं स्कूल गया, मैं स्कूल गई. And मैं strawberry, मैंने apple खाया और मैंने strawberry खाई. You start with that. Okay. This one is a specialized case. You will not come across it for the most part. So don't waste more energy than needed, like in case if this is bothering any of you. Okay, so just to take a step back, we have some more time. So COVID crisis ने दुनिया को हिला रखा है. Hilana was the word used with रखना. Okay, in this case मैंने instructions लिख रखे हैं. लिखना was the verb and used with रखना. Right? I have seen the movie. Let's say you've seen something already. It would be, let's say, Devi. How will you say that? You have the verb dekhna and you are trying to use it with rakhna.
मैंने movie देख रखा.
Very good. So मैंने movie देख. Okay, movie is feminine. So
Okay.
रखी है. मैंने movie देख रखी है. Okay. Let's say Devi again you. Let's say you have told someone like firmly, okay, about certain things. Okay, I have told them. How will you say that? मैंने
कहा जब.
Very good. मैंने, let's say you have told the warden or the any person. Let's say मैंने uncle को
कहा रखा.
मैंने अंकल को कह रखा है. I have told something firmly. I have told the uncle. Okay, okay. मैंने अंकल को कह रखा है. मैंने टीचर से कह रखा है. Okay. Rupert Snell uses this example. I think इस invention ने researchers को हिला रखा है. Let's say one professor, he or she makes the discovery and that has shaken the community. Okay, so इस research ने community को हिला रखा है. Okay, it will work there as well. Okay, something you've already tried or had. Let's say you come to someone's house and they are, they are preparing something for you. You're like, I've had this before. Simona ji, you want to try this one? The word is khana.
मैं ये खाना खा रखती. No, मैंने ये खाना
मैंने ये खाना
खा रखी.
खाना in masculine है, so मैंने ये खाना
खा रखा.
Very good. मैंने ये खाना खा रखा है. Okay, you are giving a generic one, but if you were to give, specific food, then you'll go by that. Like मैंने पाव भाजी खा रखी है. It's feminine, right? मैंने चाउमीन खा रखी है. Right? You basically can experiment with that. Okay. Now in English it would simply translate as I've had this food before, or which is basically मैंने खा लिया है as well. But subtle nuance between खा लिया versus खा रखा. Right?
I just don't understand, the difference when you say, okay, I have tried this before, I have seen this movie before, but whether you say it, you mean like with firmness, or I don't understand when we would use this. Can you explain, please?
Yeah, that's a fair question, and that was the basically the question is like, when will I use movie देख ली versus देख रखी. That's what the question is. When will you use देख ली versus देख रखी versus खाना खा लिया versus खा रखा? Anyone would like to take a stab at that? Because this one is clear. Like this is simply we'll use it because that's how you are conjugating it. But Rakna is how does that really help us? Anyone would like to give this one a try? Amritesh, you want to tell us? Maybe you unmute yourself and give your thought.
I think
Amritesh, go for it, Amritesh.
Yes,
Yeah. ये कब यूज करोगे? देख रखा है versus देख ली और देख लिया.
When I did it, when I already did it, then I'll see.
Okay.
मैंने देख रखी है और मैंने खा रखी है. Like my friends asked me, would you watch this movie?
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll reply, no, I have already watched.
But
मैंने पहले ही देख रखी है.
पहले ही देख रखी है. But
yes.
The question Simona is having, why can't I use मैंने देख ली है? मैंने movie देख ली है. Right? That's her confusion. Like, why can't I just say मैंने movie देख ली है? मेरे को वापस नहीं देखनी. It's a very good question. Anyone else? That's a good one, Amritesh, though. I know where you're getting with that.
Ashu Ji, may I suggest if we go back to your basic definition of rakna, in this case, it made an impact on me, or I have become something because of what happened, because I formerly tried it or had done it. Impact, perhaps.
Okay. So, in this case, how will you show the impact, though? Like, मैंने movie देख ली. The movie had
use the verb, right?
Uh-huh.
You use the verb rakna here to give the idea of it's maintaining an effect on me. It had an impact on me. I've already seen it. The seeing has impacted me.
Oh, that's a better one. The seeing has impacted you. Versus...
Maybe you will add that it changed your life. I have seen this movie and it's changed my life. Maybe that's...
Not that too far.
A very light meaning of impact, but it means you've already done it or tried it.
Yeah.
So it has had an effect on you.
Yeah.
For me, one is neutral and the other one is with sentiment.
Okay, that's a better one as well. So, which is what Tom is also saying. It has an effect on you, and you're saying it's a sentiment. It has a sentiment associated with that.
Like
okay, so Ashu.
Yeah.
My
one person at a time. So let's see. Yeah, go for it, Vidyaji. I think you were saying it.
Like you say, my khana jala diya.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my khana
jala
baitha is you feel a little bit that you have burned the food. No? A bit guilty, a little bit guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Devi is also raising hands, so I'm going to ask her, and then Amritesh, you will close it. Okay, so go for it, Devi.
Well, I think the difference is when you're saying मैंने movie देख रही है, it's or देख रखी है. It's more like you're arguing with someone about what happened in a movie, and you're saying, no, listen, I saw the movie clearly, and this is what happened. So it's like that extra emphasis.
Okay, I see. Versus देख ली है. Okay, awesome. Amritesh?
Is it sorry, Ashu Ji?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
It's a dekh rakhi is somebody suggested you to watch the movie, something. So you said, I watched it. Somebody replying, yes, you asked me to watch it, I watched it.
Yeah. No, I think... Go for it.
Is it a daily kind of you kind of complete watching it or something?
So I think it's a combination. Somebody said it's a neutral one. Dekh li hai, that means you have watched that movie. This one, it has an extra flavor to it. And the flavor may be that the movie has some effect on you, which is given by, it's a firm action that you did. I know what I'm talking about. मैंने movie, which is what Devi is referring to. I've seen this movie. I know what I'm talking about. Okay, and it has some impact on you. It's not necessarily that it has changed your life, but it has some affect on you. Okay. Similarly, like मैंने खाना खा रखा है. Okay. It is more than just खाना खा लिया. For the neutral case, you will just like मैंने खाना खा लिया है. मैंने खा रखा है, and you have some opinion about it. Okay. मैंने इडली डोसा खा रखा है. Now, positive or negative, that's a different thing, but it has some more firmness, some more weight than खा लिया है. Okay. I know this can still cause confusion because this is a hard topic. Like there is no 5 or 6 things I can say that it will match with this one. Okay. But honestly, I think overall, I think it was still better than what I hoped. I thought it's going to be a lot of a lot more questions, to be quite honest with you. So I'm going to stop it on the Facebook side, and I'm going to thank them for watching it. And I'm going to take